Welcome back, everyone, to the latest edition of the Heavy Hockey Podcast. I believe we ran into some technical issues last week, so there was no episode. I wasn't around for that one, but maybe lots you can fill you in on what happened there. But to start off today's episode, want to introduce everybody here, and then we're going to do some discussion on the Heavy Hockey Showdown that just went down here. So tonight on the episode, we got Bob the goalie up in your upper right-hand corner. We got a rare appearance from His Eminence, the Godfather himself, Michael, and of course, as always, Mr. Lotzi Ryan Lotsberg. So, Lotzi, why don't you kick us off with the Heavy Hockey Showdown rundown?
Showdown, rundown, letdown.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah. I'm only saying it once.
I've been talking about it for the last 2 months here, but we got the founder of the event here, Mr. Michael Hebert, that's probably got a little bit more info on it than I got. So I should let him have the floor on this one, I feel like.
Well, I mean, it's good either way. I might have been around since the start, but
I was trying to help people out, Lotzi, but okay, we'll let them go.
That's right. Yeah. No, you know what? I mean, look, Lotzi, you're as good a guy as any to talk about it. You did, we'll say it here, and I'm sure the guys would agree. You put in a lot of sweat and energy and effort into the showdown this year, and we're incredibly grateful for it, as is Sace. I tell people always say to me, like, how do you do it from Halifax? And the answer is Lotzi, right? like you need somebody on the ground and somebody to be a hero every year, and you definitely took that away. I will say one thing, and then Lotzi, you give the rest because you deserve to talk about it. But we're still on a push for 50 grand, and today to add to that, we got another $2,600. So there's still $3,000 worth of matching donations available, which puts us, if we can maximize that $3,000, we're about $1,500 away from 50 grand. So, if you're paying attention today, go on X, any one of us. I'm at Oilers Live. You'll see a link there. Hit the link, donate whatever, $5, $10, $15, $20. Just help us get to that 50K, because it's just upwards from there. And believe it or not, that's going to help us get that title sponsor that's going to get us to the 100K. So yeah, we need that. Ryan, you give the rundown, showdown, tie down of the whatever. And thanks. And thank you so much. And you know what? Thank you also, Bob and Patrick. I know I've been raving about Ryan the last couple of weeks because he's been doing all this stuff. But Patrick, you did a fantastic job with the video, as always, and the marketing. Bob, I've not seen people drink as many beer as you have. No. Bob, of course, comes out and plays and raises money and is our comedic relief when we need it the most. So no, I appreciate you guys, and I love the team. I love heavy hockey. I love all the guys. That's why I keep doing it. So, all right, Ryan, give us the rundown.
Yeah, so I mean, it was just something I was really proud to be part of this year, and it was a fantastic event. And I mean, the cause is the most important thing, right? The Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton. And Patrick, I don't know if you still got that QR code up there that we can put on the screen for the donation link, because it's not too late to donate. But they do incredible work for survivors of sexual violence in Alberta, not just Edmonton. They offer free counseling services, which are an essential part of the recovery process. It's just vital for survivors to receive that counseling, and all of the money that we're raising for this event helps survivors access counseling faster and more often. And so, I mean, we saw some encouraging trends with how often, or how much counseling sessions they were able to give away last year, and we want to keep that trend moving in a positive direction. So we're happy to be able to do that with this money that we're donating to Stace through the Heavy Hockey Showdown. But the weekend itself was incredible. We had a great turnout at the pre-party, and we absolutely crushed our silent auction. We had a previous record of like 5,000, 5,500, somewhere in there. But we were just shy of $9,000 raised with the silent auction. So big shout out to Willie Skinner and everything that she did to acquire some donations for us. She played an integral role in that, and that was a huge success. And the game itself was an instant classic. They a lot of fun playing, even though we won despite me more so than because of me. But it came down to the last minute. It was tight the entire way. It was back and forth, multi-goal leads blown on both sides. It was just a fantastic hockey game but most importantly, a great group of people. And it was. So thank you to everybody that took part in it, participated in the event, volunteered, supported with even if it was as little as a $5 donation. Huge thanks to all of you, and thank you to all the companies that donated to our silent auction. There's a massive list, but we've got a little bit of a acknowledgement for them out on heavyhockey.com. So you can or heavyhockey.com/Heavy Hockey Showdown. You can look at that there. But a big thank you to our sponsors, Turtle Island Technology Solutions, Sherwood Park Counseling Center, and Flirt Cupcakes. That's not really possible without our sponsors. And so thank you for participating in the event that way. And incredible event. But next year, we're looking to make it bigger and better with a title sponsor, more sponsorship, and we're going to take this thing as big as we can make it. So excited to be a part of it again next year.
Well said there, Lotzi. So, Bob, you were spending most of the time on the bench there. Interesting stories that you had to share with everyone.
I do.
Did you overhear something that was nice and juicy?
Well, throughout my whole hockey career, I've always done my best work from the bench, it seems. So now unfortunately, I've been dealing with some back issues. I am old and decrepit at this point, so so these things are happening more often. So I was only able to carry our team for one full period before my back kind of gave out. And by carry is this guy over here was my defensive partner. So and he's a big guy, so that's tough on a guy's back to carry him around there. But no, overall, even just that one period, I had an absolute blast, and I didn't want to. You get frustrated when you with Sword you can't play or something. I think it's kind of puts it down on the whole evening. But I didn't want to miss out on anything, so I went back to the bench, helped out with the other gate sort of things, and just what I really got out of it more so when you're kind of out of the game was just the camaraderie and just the fun that everybody was having on that bench. Like it was a close game, a tight game, and yet everybody was smiling and laughing, like high fives all around. The positive energy was just infectious. So there was definitely a blessing for being in the middle of that and being out of kind of focus on the game mode, but more focus on the team mode. And just really, really impressed with the quality of individuals that we have come out for this event. And that's kind of a minor story. Again, like Lotzi mentioned, the big story here is the fundraising for Sexual Assault Center. They came out again and were very, very appreciative. Gave a really endearing talk during a second intermission in our dressing room about how important this was and the work they do and how thankful they are for how we're able to help them out. And we are the biggest fundraiser that they have in a year. For such a vital industry and organization as they are. Overall, that's kind of the sunshine that hangs over us when we play in this event or participate in this event. And it makes it all that much more worthwhile. Like I left with a sore back, but a full heart and just, my mouth was just as sore from smiling all day as well.
Yeah, for sure. Just to echo those statements. I mean, obviously it's all for SACE and so important. And if you guys can help us to reach 50,000, that would be absolutely amazing. And if you can come out next year, it's just an absolutely incredible event. It was my second time going and recording all the video and taking photos and stuff. And you'd be hard pressed to find a day where you can have more fun. I mean, it was a full on weekend with the pre-party and everything, and just an amazing group of people all around. Had an amazing time. So I really encourage you guys, if you can come out next year, it's all for a great cause and you have an amazing time. So if you can join us next year, please do so. We'll definitely be advertising it like crazy. And like Lotzi said, we're going to make it bigger and better next year. But even just seeing it from my point of view for the second time here, this year was definitely bigger and better. And I think we all know there's different ways we can make it even bigger next year. So really looking forward to that. So I guess, guys, we want to get into some Edmonton Oilers talk now, unless there's anything else you want to cover from the Heavy Hockey Showdown that we missed there.
No,
we're good.
We're good. Yeah, let's talk some hockey.
All right.
It's been a while for me.
We can do a standard rundown now.
Standard rundown.
Yeah, well, we got a few things to cover here. So if you're a James Hamlin fan, we were pretty excited yesterday.
Who isn't?
It was very short-lived, though. He was called up on emergency recall and then subsequently reassigned to Bakersfield this morning. So I know my good buddy Tyson, who was at the Heavy Hockey Showdown, is a big James Hamlin fan. He's been following his career for a long time. So he was talking about maybe coming up for the game on Saturday, hoping maybe James Hamlin would get in the lineup. Those plans have since been canceled. So that's not happening. But getting back to the game last night, we had two Edmonton Oilers hitting some big milestones here. Connor McDavid hitting 400 goals, 1,200 points, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins hitting 800 points as an Edmonton Oiler here. Obviously, that's a really big one, both for Nuge and McDavid, I guess, because they're both so far to this point lifelong Edmonton Oilers. So let's start with you, Bob. Which one do you think is more impressive at this point? 1,200 career points for Connor McDavid, or is that just expected of him? Is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins hitting 800 points more impressive in your books?
I mean, I'll lean towards the bigger number, and it's just because, yeah, I guess it's expected, but the fact that's even expected is mind-blowing, isn't it? I mean, I say this time and time again. I'm old enough to remember the Gretzky era. Wayne Gretzky. Sorry, you, Michael. So stop laughing.
Wow.
Wayne Gretzky is the greatest hockey player that has ever been. What made him great was, he had great stick handling and great elite passer, but his hockey IQ was uncharted. Like to this day, that's never been matched. I think his hockey IQ. If you were able to put a mark on it, it goes through the roof. But Connor McDavid, without a doubt, is the most skilled hockey player I have ever seen. And the fact that we get to watch him day in and day out and the magical stuff he does now for 1,200 points is ridiculous. Something weird happened to me when he scored 1,200 points, though. It was like it was a melancholy event for me almost. I was overjoyed he got 1,200, but then I'm thinking, like, he's been in the league now for, is it 11 years? 10 or 11 years? And
11 years.
Yeah, 11 years. And like the end of the McDavid era is coming eventually and probably happening too. Like 11 years has flown by. And so this his next, handful of years, 10, 11 years, whatever he's got left in him, it's going to fly by again. And we need to get this guy some silverware here. But yeah, to me, it's 1,200 points. There's more in the bank. And it's just a joy to watch this guy every day.
Lotzie?
I mean, 1,200 is obviously more impressive than 800, especially considering that McDavid, I believe, is 4 years younger than Nuge. But yeah, I mean, we can sit here and marvel at McDavid, and I don't even know how he scored that goal to get his 1,200th point. Like, that was just a bouncing puck right between his feet, but he somehow gets himself into a position where he can get a shot off, which that in itself was incredible. And then he scored. Like, just an unbelievable goal. But we are very lucky to get to watch McDavid do what he does, because every single shift he's out there, he does something that just makes you like makes your head turn and just makes you question what you're doing with your life, you know.
I re-injured my back watching that one.
Yeah, pretty much. But let's give Nugent Hopkins a big shout out. The dude's an Edmonton legend, hit 1,000 games earlier this year, and I believe he's now 5th in that 2011 draft class in points. So I mean, he's our Swiss Army knife, heart and soul kind of guy. So love the Nuge. And shout out to him for signing a couple of prints that we have for our silent auction in advance of his scheduled print or signing with Pro Am Sports. So thank you for that, Nuge. But yeah, I mean, obviously McDavid's is more impressive, but let's celebrate Nugent Hopkins as well.
Yeah, let's do it. let's have a Nuge celebration. Yeah. I know you're going to ask me the same question, Patrick, so I'm just going to pop in and answer it.
So moving on, anyway.
Oh, missed you guys. Yeah, look, 1,200 points. It's awesome. Ryan said, I mean, this guy just keeps doing stuff you never thought was possible. It's phenomenal. Nuge getting 800 points, phenomenal. It's I don't know, roughly 800 more points than I've had in the NHL, give or take. You know, yeah, no, I mean, they're both they're different players. Obviously, McDavid is the definition of superstar in the game. He just does things that nobody else can do at a level that nobody else can do them. I will always be amazed that if we were to go up against NHL defensemen, we'd sorely lose, right? But McDavid makes them look like our level on a regular basis. And how that must feel as somebody who has been, like everybody in the NHL has been at the top of their game since they were a kid. Mm-hmm. And to be humbled by like just one player, that's crazy. And I think, hey, look, it's awesome. You will never, we didn't think we'd ever see anything like it when we saw Gretzky and Lemieux and Yzerman to some extent. I loved watching Yzerman. But here we go. We're at it again. I don't know. Of course, Celebrini's up there too now, so we're going to see what happens there. But these guys are great, and there's the term generational player was thrown around like every year for a few years there, but there's only been one so far, and that's McDavid. Maybe Celebrini fits in that boat later, but he's yet to he's got to prove himself on that side. But he's generational. And so as much as we love Nuge and Edmonton, you just can't compare to McDavid. And McDavid's only ever been an Oiler too. So let's give him some Edmonton legendary love, right? Like he, took that contract that nobody thought he'd take. Mm. So yeah, it's phenomenal. It's great. We got Instagram up and running, by the way. And there's people on there watching. Anybody else feel like it's tense in here? It's a lot of pressure.
So for Nuge's draft class there, Lottie is looking like he is now he's the 5th person in his draft class to get 800 points, but he does lead everybody in his draft class for games played. So he's been a world, so for sure.
Awesome. And you were talking there, like I'm seeing this poster behind my head, 1,000 points for McDavid. Seems like it was just yesterday, and now he's at 1,200. Like this thing's 200 points old. Can't believe it.
I was thinking, like, what's with the old posters?
Yeah, I got to get my act together over here.
You can't afford a new poster, man. Come on. We're not paying you enough.
It's pretty pricey in that.
No, you're not paying me enough.
We are not.
I don't know who I got to talk to about that.
You're talking to him. Go for it. 100% increase for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm drunk on bubbly. I'm just giving
It's
money
tough.
away.
Yeah, the raises
hey.
are coming like candy.
Nice. Oh yeah. Baseball's back. Hey,
Stay focused.
I know, but I'm looking in the chat here. Somebody named Fun Fish. Anybody watching the Yankees spank the Giants?
Well, if you're looking at the chat, then you should give a name Cardinal a shout out there.
Oh yeah, name yeah. He's been drinking too. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. You're the host.
I had to throw that one in there.
Hey, somebody must be related to somebody.
Yeah. Thanks for jumping in the chat there, Mom. Appreciate it.
That's right.
All right, enough baseball talk. We got to get back here to heavy hockey here. Yeah, I wanted to go over a couple more of the stats that Heavy Hockey's own Eric Friesen posted on X last night. Connor McDavid becoming the third fastest player in NHL history to record 1,200 points, trailing only Gretzky and Lemieux. Another player we haven't mentioned so far, Evan Bouchard, joins Cale Makar, Erik Karlsson, and Roman Josi as the only NHL defenseman to record multiple 80-point seasons since 2005-2006. So we've been talking a little bit about defensemen here. Has Evan Bouchard kind of elevated in your minds this year? Bob Stauffer has not stopped talking about Evan Bouchard basically all year long on Oilers now. He's really pumping his tires. Has he taken a step for you guys this year? Lotzi, let's start with you.
I would say that he has, even within the season, you could say that he's taken a huge step. He's going to be penalized for the start of his season, which I think is ridiculous because Kucherov isn't going to be penalized for the start of his season. I think that dude's running away with the Hart Trophy race. And Evan Bouchard has been doing incredible things offensively as a defenseman since November. But that 1 month is likely going to hold him back, along with his reputation. And the reputations of some others in that Norris Trophy race are likely going to help them out. I think there's been a precedent set of the highest scoring D winning the Norris Trophy that's happened so many times. Doesn't happen every time, but it happens a significant percentage of the time. And Bouchard's probably not going to, just because of who he is and his reputation and who's voting. But I have him as my Norris choice right now. Werenski's had a great year, so is Quinn Hughes, and Cale Makar is who he is. But I think this season alone, Bouchard is doing some incredible things.
Yeah, I think you've really even seen Ekholm and Bouchard just be a completely steady pair, and it's not just because of one of them. Like Ekholm, you can slowly see him starting to take a step back, but combined with Bouchard, I think it's remained the Oilers' best pairing. So what do you think there, Your Eminence?
I think he's talking to me, guys.
Yeah, you go first. You go first, Michael.
He's talking to me. Yeah, I mean, Bouchard, wow. Right? Remember when he played in the Young Guns and everybody was, or the rookie tournament, and all we could talk about on Twitter was how awful he looked defensively. Yeah, he'll never sort of live that down. That's the word on Bouchard. And tell me a defenseman that's been better one way. There, more goals scored when he's on the ice than against. And there's just, there's no doubt in my mind. There's not a team in the league that wouldn't want this guy right now. The fact that, Eastern-based writers can't stay up long enough to watch him play, that shouldn't be a detriment to his Norris Trophy success. I'm always trying to be rational about it when it comes to, because I'm a homer for some of us. We think we keep talking there's some conspiracy against the Oilers, but crap like this just makes me think that there might be. It's 1 year it's points get you the Hart Trophy, and then until an Oiler does it, right? Until it's too consistent, right? This most years it's points get you the Norris until Bouchard does it. Yeah, he's not going to win. I guarantee it. I would put money on him not winning the Norris. Like, that's how confident I am in that. And it's an absolute travesty. It's a travesty that McDavid didn't get the Calder. I mean, who won it?
That was Panarin's year.
Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous. And look, I get it. I guess I get it. Like, you have a team. It's ridiculous how successful the Oilers franchise has been since they've entered the league. We take it for granted. We complain about it all the time if they lose a couple games in a row or something. But this team just made it to the final 2 years in a row. And let's be honest, people hate us. People hate Oilers. They hate the Oilers. They hate the Oilers fans. They hate everything about the team, and that includes writers. What's that old guy in New York that absolutely, like, I can't remember his name, but like, he's older than Bob, and he just hates the Oilers.
Oh, Stan Fisher.
Yeah, yeah. Where is he? Where is he? He's in New York, isn't he?
He's the Islanders guy. Yeah,
Islanders guy. That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy like absolutely hates the Oilers, and he's not the only one. He's just the most vocal.
Mm-hmm.
So look, Bouchard's putting up a Norris caliber season, and it's not just points that's getting him there. Like, he is both sides of the puck. He's been outstanding, and we'll give him the credit he deserves, and his teammates will give him that credit. But I guarantee you, professional hockey writers won't.
No. What do you think there, Bob?
Well, McDavid has gone to bat for Bouchard a number of times already. He keeps saying that he's definitely a top three defenseman in this NHL, looping him in with Makar and Quinn Hughes and what have you, right? I mean, he's done that 2 or 3 times this year already and gone to bat for him. I think what the biggest thing that's holding Bouch back is, like you guys mentioned, his reputation. The fact that he has the puck like a lot, and some of the gaffes he does make, like, he doesn't make as many gaffes as he used to, for sure not. But some of the gaffes he does make are pretty blatantly bad gaffes, unfortunately. But he also makes, the best play, 80% of the time, to 85% of the time. Like, he is elite with the puck. And I dare say his defensive game has gotten better, especially this year. Has taken a huge step forward. And a lot of the credit for that, I feel, goes to the fact they put him on the penalty kill. There's certain kind of pressure when you're out there all the time with McDavid and Draisaitl. There's pressure to make plays. You don't want to waste a shift with McDavid and Draisaitl not getting quality scoring chances. So you don't want to dump it off the glass and out, because it's kind of a waste. Now McDavid and Leon have to go chase after a puck, right? You want to make plays happen. But often the best play is to just dump it out. Just keep it simple. And when Bouchard keeps it simple, he's as good as anybody on the back end. And when he's on the PK, he keeps it simple, and he is solid. Like, he had 3 blocks last game. Like, he knows how to take away shooting lanes. He knows how to get the puck, out of the zone. I'm with you, Lottie. He is my Norris winner at the moment. I mean, it's a pretty tight race between him and Makar to me. Makar is who he is. I'm also with you, Michael. In fact, I don't think Bouchard is going to win. For me, it's going to be a win if he gets nominated, even, to be honest with you. The fact that he wasn't on Team Canada was an oversight in my mind, but that's all hindsight, right? Bouchard's taken a huge step forward in his game. Ekholm does deserve a lot of credit for, guiding him. And like you said, Patrick, he's definitely taken a step back and let Bouch just be Bouch, kind of thing. And I don't think anybody wants to see Bouch succeed more than his defensive partner, because it also makes him look good, right? And that too has been a solid pairing.
Yeah, no, well said there. I think, we've definitely seen a huge step from him. I mean, yes, he's still going to make his defensive errors, but
so is Makar. So is Werenski. So is Quinn Hughes.
And how many times does the guy who hit 1,200 points last night make a mistake?
Yeah.
but we glaze over that because it's Connor McDavid, right? And like you said, the vast majority of the time, Evan Bouchard does make the right play, but he makes mistakes like everybody else. So when you have someone that's that talented and is continuing to grow here, I think you have to have a little patience for the mistakes that you do see. Like we have patience with the other guys. So yeah, I think it's been a
Oilers fans and patience. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Quick
Oil and
question
water.
for you guys. Like, do you guys ever look at Bouchard and think like how he plays the game? Just like you watch McCarr and it's like, I don't know what best word is, sexy. Like it's, you know, it's like, but you watch Bouchard and he just sort of lumbers around and all of a sudden he's by everybody and the puck's in the net. But it just doesn't have that same, like McDavid's the same way, right? Like McDavid does just unworldly things. Somehow Bouchard stick handles around people, and to this day I watch him and I still can't figure it out. It looks messy and like slow and lumbering.
I think that's an underrated part of his game. 100%.
I agree. But do you know what I mean? Like I think that hurts him when it comes to this kind of discussion.
Well, when people think of Bouch, they think of Bouch bomb and they think of defensive mistakes, right? That's what they think of. He's like a power play specialist kind of thing. And yet, yeah, like you say, like his stick handling, I think is underrated. He made another great move like yesterday with a half-ass toe drag there to get through a couple guys. But what about his passing even? His breakout passing? Like he looked vintage Erik Karlsson like yesterday with about 3 of those from defensive zone to the opposing team's blue line for breakout passes right on the tape. Like that's another huge, like it takes a special breed to be able to play with a guy like McDavid. So to continually hit him in stride, catch him in full motion, to time that, and like Bush is, we've said everything about Bush. I think there is. We appreciate him. Too bad the rest of the league doesn't as much, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I noticed Patrick doesn't have a Bouchard jersey anywhere.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, unreal.
Anyway. The next guy I wanted to bring up there was noted by a scout there in the chat, Mr. Tristan Jarry, who desperately needed a big game, and he had one last night. Should be pointed out, though, the Edmonton Oilers were excellent defensively in front of him. One of the goals that went in off of Nurse and Murphy, so kind of a fluky one, that first goal for the Mammoth last night. But other than that, Tristan Jarry pretty much shutting the door, a 5-2 victory. What do you guys think of Tristan Jarry's performance last night? Let's go to you, Bob, with the goalie connection there.
Well, to
Legendary.
be honest, like it's also one of the best defensive games the Oilers have played, right? I don't think that was to shelter Jarry. I don't think that was the purpose. I think it was just because they need to get their defensive game on track, so they focus on that big time. That's actually a difficult game for a goalie to play in when you only get like 15 shots. You don't feel the rhythm of the game. You're not, as focused. You really gotta concentrate. When I was getting 20 shots or less in the game, I'm that guy who's counting people in the stands sort of thing. Like it's just like it's tough to feel the rhythm of the game. And some of the saves he made were absolutely huge. I thought he rebounded really good after that fluky first Mammoth goal where it goes off Nurse again. That's 5 times this year that the puck's gone in off Nurse. And granted,
Murphy,
yeah, granted Murphy played a part as well, but the fact it hits Nurse again, like that's getting to be ridiculous. I mean, at that point, you gotta be like, if you're Jarry, you're thinking, am I just cursed or what? Like, I get my break, I'm focused, I'm ready to go. I've worked on stuff, and here I go. A puck just banks off a bunch of people and goes in. Like, what can I do differently? I thought he battled really well after that. So the Jarry naysayers will point out the fact that his save percentage is under 900, but his in that game again, and in his 16 appearances, he's actually only had 3 games as an Oiler where his save percentage was above 904. I use 904 because that was the previous 3 years average. But his goals saved above expected was above 0 yesterday. And I think that says more about his game because there were some good quality chances that he fought off, especially late in the third too. one where he's coming across and has to kick his right leg against the grain to make a save. That was huge. I've always liked the way he moves. I think overall, Jarry's skill set is better than Ingram's skill set, but Ingram right now is just playing better. And because we're in this playoff stretch right now, you got to keep riding the guy who's bringing you. I'm glad Jarry got some redemption. That's definitely going to give him, maybe a couple more starts to finish this year than probably was expected there even just a week ago.
Mm-hmm. Lotsy?
I mean, Bob kind of hit the nail on the head there. I thought that was a really good defensive effort from the Oilers team as a whole. So it wasn't like Jarry stole them that game. I think he did his job. Like, he was just good enough. Like, he didn't need to be spectacular. He didn't need to steal that one, but he did his job and he did it well last night. But the Oilers, there have been signs of them getting better defensively since the end of the Olympic break, but that last game against Utah was a step above anything we've seen, in my opinion. I thought that was really good, and part of that, I think, is they have to, because Leon's out, right? They know darn well they're not going to outscore their mistakes with Leon sitting at home resting that what we think is a knee injury based on who we went and saw in Germany. But yeah, so is Jarry back? It's too early to say. I think that was a good performance and it was encouraging. I hope to see more of it from him, but we need a little bit more time before he can say he's back. Like, I don't know what his injury was. I don't know if that's been a factor in the way he's played up until now. I don't know I think a lot of it has to do with the team in front of him, as always with goaltending, but whatever it is, I hope all of it's in the past and we can get some better games out of Jarry going forward.
Yeah.
And the man who broke the Tristan Jarry trade.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, look, is there more mentally charged position than goaltending? Not in hockey, not in sports. I mean, like, it's the same across every sport. You could have all the skill in the world, but if you're not mentally ready to play the game as a goaltender, we know that in Edmonton. Insert Salo's name here. It's just Jarry came in and he needed some confidence, and he didn't get it right away because, frankly, our defense needed to get there first. A couple more games like this, and we could see who Tristan Jarry really is, right? This is why goalies, go certain places and they excel, and go to other teams and they don't excel. The Oilers need to be better defensively to help him lift his game up, and once they get there, I think the guy said it. Like, he is a good goalie, probably better than Ingram when he's on his game, but he's not on his game right now. And when he gets there, and if the Oilers are lucky enough to have him get there before the end of the season, league will take notice, because he could be the difference. He's got the potential for sure. So, hey, good on him. I don't think he had like a terrific game last night. Obviously they were, defensively the Oilers were great, but there were a couple times where it just felt like, he's saved by the post or whatever. And hey, you know what? You need those. Like, that's the only way you take that step forward. So he's got that now, and Oilers have to rally behind these things. Like, they got to do it for him, right? The defense has to keep doing what they're doing, and they need to do it for Ingram too, which is the part where these guys seem to miss, right? Like, they'll go, they used to play different for Skinner and they played different for Pickard, right? Like, it was play the same game, play it well, play the defense well, and do that. I think that's a Knobloch thing. Like he's got to get them prepared to play the same game after game after game.
Yeah, well, I think we all know like consistency is the biggest thing with this team, and like you said, Lotzi, it was a good start for Jarry, but we got to see it continue here going forward. And it's the same with the defensive play. It was a fantastic defensive effort last night, a real clinic. But at the same time, if they go into the next game against Vegas, give up 6 goals, everyone's going to forget about this performance. You got to keep it going here, especially against a Vegas team that's struggling right now. So I kind of wonder if we might get Jarry against Vegas again, just to try and see if we can get his confidence going. Because as we've seen with the last 2 playoff runs, you need both goaltenders in Edmonton. It doesn't seem to, if you're going to go on a long playoff run, we always seem to, for whatever reason, go back and forth. And Calvin Pickard will be an option by that point as well, because we know the Oilers are going to carry 3 goalies. But ideally, you want Jarry and Ingram as those guys that are going for you as your main pairing. So we'll see what the next couple games there come and bring to us.
I wonder if they talked to Connor Ingram before the Utah game to see if he wanted to play that one or not, or if they had planned on keeping him for the Vegas game, which is considered a 4-point game, I guess. That was interesting. I like the fact they acknowledged him, the Utah crowd. That was kind of cool. But I wonder if they actually had a discussion with that.
You know what, Bob? Like Knobloch never seems to care about that. Like there's been a few instances where players could have tagged in or whatever and played against old teams or something emotional like that. Knobloch's just kind of like, no, this is the lineup we're going with. So I doubt it.
Yeah,
I really do.
Let's talk about Knobloch for one quick sec, because his name's come up repeatedly here over the last little while. Oh, he's going to get fired for this, and then okay, everything's fine now. They won 5-2, but I mean they're just another bad game away from it becoming a topic again. Like, what do you guys think? Is there any chance at all that they make a change before the end of the regular season? Let's start with you, Lotzi.
I would be shocked. Yes, there's precedence. We've seen it happen before. I think it was Larry Robinson in 2000 got hired on with 10 or 11 games left, and the Jersey Devils went on to win the Cup that year. But okay, it's one outlier. I think Dustin Nielsen was on about this on the morning show, and that was a loaded roster with a lot of Hall of Fame talent. This is a good roster, but it's not that roster. And I've been on record all season. I don't think this is a coaching issue. I think this is a player quality and a roster construction issue. I don't know that we would get a new coach bump like the Blue Jackets have gotten with Rick Bowness this year. That's just been crazy to watch unfold. So there's something to be said for a new coach bump, but what we're seeing in Columbus is crazy, and I just don't see it happening with this Oilers team. It's like I think they're better to wait until the summer. If Bowman really wants to make a move, then he can use what happens in the playoffs as a potential reason for firing.
Yeah. If Bowman even gets to make that call, we'll see.
I feel like Bowman is safer than Knobloch. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. What do you think, Bob?
Yeah, I've been with Lotzi all along about this. I don't think it's a coaching thing. It's definitely a roster thing. And that was done intentionally to some degree because they want some of our younger guys to come in and get some experience, and they want that young blood in there and get their legs, and we get the young juice happening, right?
Well, one of them anyway.
Yeah. Well, the start of the season, the intentions were there, but it just didn't pan out that way for whatever reason. Yeah. I think for me personally, like Knobloch would have to have a disastrous playoffs. And I'm talking like a 4-game sweep kind of first round is the thing for him to lose his job. I don't think it's fair to pin this on him. He's trying to work with a roster that, as best he can, I guess. So we critique his coaching all the time, but every fan base does with their coaches if they're not the number 1 team in the league. That's just a nature. For me, it's almost ridiculous to think of firing Knobloch now. Every season that he's coached in the NHL as a head coach, he's reached the Stanley Cup final. What coach has ever done that and then got fired right away? Like, it's just, I think that's a ridiculous notion. And even this late in the game, I'm with you, Lotzi. It's too late now to kind of make a change. We don't have Marty Brodeur and Scott Stevens and Scott Niedermayer to kind of anchor our back end, which is where we need help the most probably. So, yeah, I think Knobleg's fine. It would have to be disastrous playoffs for it to be a crucial thing, I think.
Yeah, I go on the like Stauffer barometer, right? Like the more that he complains, the more I think he's been given leeway to complain. Like he is an employee of the Edmonton Oilers. They're under contract with Sportsnet, but they're employees of the Oilers themselves. And like this is a case of like he stays quiet until management says, okay, muzzle's off. You can speak your mind about what you think. And he's, about a week or so ago, he started talking about, utilization. And then I hear, I hear some rumblings about like line quality. And, I think like when he starts to go off on that stuff, there's talk and there's rumor and Knobloch should be scared. I don't think that Knobloch's going to be let go because I think the Oilers will do what they need to do to get to the playoffs. But I think there's like a sort of finger on the trigger. And if the Oilers go on a 4-game stretch, it's like it's there. Like they need to make the playoffs, right? Like you have to make the playoffs in order to maintain that profitability and all of those things. Like one playoff game is worth so much to this team, right? I think we could see it if there's, a 3 or 4 game block where it's not looking good, then we could see a big change pretty quick. But it would have to be sometime within the next 4 or 5 games. And I think the Oilers are going to do just enough for him to stay on for this season. And then it's all about what happens in the playoffs. I don't agree with you guys. I actually think the Oilers are going deep again. I just have this sense, and I think we're going to see some guys like Savoy and Roscoe be the key. So and maybe even Jarry, like I talked about it. I know we don't have a lot of faith in him, but if the Oilers do anything over this last stretch, I think he's got the capability to be a playoff goalie. I'm expecting a little bit more from them than you guys are, but.
Well, expectations not as high as before, but I also think you can never count out a team that has Connor McDavid on it.
Yeah. And Draisaitl will be back for playoffs. Let's be real. I mean, he only needs one knee. He might wear a splint.
I need 17 points in 5 games on one ankle, right?
Yeah.
He's done it before.
He's not missing the playoffs. He just said that to sound like not so cocky. What he meant to say was, if the Oilers are in the playoffs, I'll be there. Just expect me to be there.
Well, to further your point, Michael, Jack Michaels tweeted out today, some have forgotten that the Oilers were a 500 club for the last 2.5 months last year. Proclaiming this isn't their year makes zero sense. Like last season, Edmonton won 13 out of 15 in the playoffs. If it comes together, watch out. So, yeah, I mean, this team turns into a brand new team come playoff time. They took a little longer in the first round last year before they got it figured out, thanks to Calvin Pickard there. But, yeah, I mean, anything's possible. Does it look like the same team that can go on a long playoff run? Maybe not right now, but I wouldn't count them out of the possibility of doing it for sure if everything comes together. It's just this team, like, they've struggled so hard to find consistency this year, more than any other year, well, of recent anyway. But like, when you can't win more than 3 games in a row, that's a telling sign. I mean, I think we were joking at the after party there at the Showdown. You just got to win 2, and then you can lose 1, win 2, and lose 1. So you can get by without winning a whole bunch in a row.
Yeah.
But
Like,
yeah,
there's a path for them if they can stay in the Pacific Division, right? Like if they can avoid a wild card spot, and they can get to the conference finals if they stay in the Pacific Division. I would almost expect them to do so if they stay in the Pacific. It's just you need one of those central teams to kind of self-implode, which is possible. We've beaten Dallas twice in a row. Colorado's power play is piss poor, and Minnesota doesn't have the experience. So you never know what happens.
yeah, and it would be so Oilers for them to do it in the year when nobody expects them to do it. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. When expectations are lowered a little bit, boom, there they go. So I wanted to talk a little bit about it. You brought it up there, Lotzie, earlier. Obviously, the Leon Draisaitl injury. Do we think Leon Draisaitl is going to be back in time for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs? Does he end up playing a game or two in the regular season? Let's start with you, Michael. What are your thoughts there? Do you think we see Draisaitl back in time?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I have zero doubt at all. Right? Like, he's, he played on one ankle. I mean, it's, put a splint on him, get him on the ice, and let him sit in his spot and make the passes he makes, and he'll be there. There's no, I'm sure he doesn't doubt he'll be there. I don't know what would keep him off the ice, if I'm being honest.
It's playoffs. I mean,
it's playoffs.
I wouldn't be shocked if he'd be playing right now.
He came out and skated, right?
Yeah.
Like, clearly his knee's not like hanging off of a couple of tendons or anything. So, yeah, flesh wound.
Is made a flesh wound.
That's right. Yeah.
Your thoughts, Lotzie?
So before we got the real update as to what it is, I was a little bit worried about this being like a core injury just because of the way he kind of went into the boards. But now that we know he went to Munich and saw the same doctor that Austin Matthews saw for his knee last year, and we saw the video of him limping around, having trouble extending his left knee a little more than his right. Like it seems pretty obvious it's some sort of knee injury. I'm not going to speculate on what specifically it is, but that gives me a sense that he'll be able to play on it. Like, yeah, he's not going to be at 100% through after 4 weeks. Let's be real, but he'll play in the playoffs because it's the playoffs.
Yeah. What do you think, Bob?
Well, I was trying to find it here on Twitter, but I don't know if it was Gregor's or somebody who said that there's actually a chance that he might be back before the playoffs, and if you'd want to have him in the lineup, before the playoffs. I mean, obviously that's only a barometer that Leon could kind of truthfully answer to. Ideally, I think it'd be nice to get a couple of games in before the playoffs instead of just go straight to playoff mode your first time back in the lineup in like a month. But Leon with one knee is better than 80%, 85% of the NHL. So
if he comes back though, it's only to get 3 points. Like that's it. Like that's the only reason he comes back.
Maybe. Are there certain bonuses that are kicking in if he gets 100 or what?
Well, no, but I mean it's
he got the bonus.
Just the pride thing. Yeah. I think, for him, like and for the Oilers, I mean, what better thing than to have him, fly in on a magic carpet on Game 1 of the playoffs, right? Like that's just, it's the storyline, it's everything. It, sells tickets at above average prices. It's all of those.
Got to justify
right?
these bumps, right?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. No, he's probably ready to go right now. Like in terms of Draisaitl standards, right? You or I would probably be.
Are you saying if the playoffs started tonight, he would play it?
I just wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's superhuman.
What I would say is he'll probably be on the wing.
He's the guy. He's the guy.
I would say he might be limited, especially at the start of the playoffs, which makes me think he might slide onto the wing with Savoy and McDavid, and then if we can let Nuge and Hyman and Roslovic keep doing what they're doing. They had a heck of a game last night, and that line has some promise. I like that. That's a legit second line. So I don't know. That's just a thought. Dry did most of his damage in the 22 playoffs on one ankle on the wing. I don't see why they wouldn't do that again if he's limited at all.
Why not? Right. What are you going to ask any questions about Savoy, Patrick? Because this kid is for real. He's all right. Yeah.
What?
Or, have we figured out what his name is yet? Is it Savoy or Savoy? What is it? Anybody actually?
Yeah, no, we need Jack Michaels to ask him.
Yeah, like somebody. I don't know.
Michael, do you want to talk about Matt Savoy? Would you like me to bring that up?
Savoy.
Let's talk about Matt. There's only
yeah.
one Matt, so it's okay.
Let's talk about Matt.
Or is it Matthew?
Yeah, I mean, this is the guy that's getting me excited, like for playoffs. Guys step up, just like Ryan stepped up for the Heavy Hockey Showdown. Maybe not on the ice, but before during
Definitely
the
not on the ice
and stuff. Yeah, no, this guy's like, he's killing it out there. It was kind of fun. Like I kind of laughed when I saw him playing against Yamo because I'm like, he's like what we wanted Yamo to be beyond, the 10 or so games that he was like Savoy. This wow, exciting, right? Like this is the guy. He's you got to have your Pisani, right? You got to have your guy. And this I like, geez, in the chat we're lamenting the Oilers' first round loss. But I mean, I look at Roscoe and I look at Savoy and Podkolzin and I think like this has the makings of a team that has a few, hero types, right? That'll come out and do the unthinkable at the right time. And you add in a Draisaitl that, magically appears come game one of playoffs. And look, don't count them out. That's all I'm saying. You heard it here. Go place your bets wherever you're placing them, and just make sure you send some of those winnings our way, so we can keep the lights on. Pay Lotzi's massive salary.
I need a new poster, guys.
He needs a new poster. Yeah,
like 200 points behind there. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
we are seeing Savoy, grow from a boy to a man here all of a sudden. Like ever since he's had that pretty much a full-time spot up in the top six, like his confidence and is like, it's infectious to watch. Like you can see it grow. If he gets an early chance in a game, like he's on that whole game, right? Like just there's no off switch. If he starts off first half, first period on a hot streak, he just maintains that for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And I just did a piece on heavyhockey.com about Savoy and the season he's starting to have. It's called Savoy Starting to Find His Way, or Savoy is starting to find his way, whatever you want to call it. But I was just highlighting how great he's been since the end of the Olympic break. I mean, he was at 10 points in 11 games at one point recently, and that the numbers are different now, but he had an incredible streak coming out of the break, and he's shown incredible chemistry with McDavid, and that's a really encouraging sign. I thought he had shown great chemistry with Draisaitl too, but to see that he can play with both of those superstars, I think that's a really good good sign of things to come for the kid. But I was comparing his season this year to the season of another young Oiler that we all love, and that's Podkolzin. I was comparing him to Podkolzin's season last year, his first as an Oiler. And Savoy's got, I mean, before the Olympics, Podkolzin was averaging a little bit more points per 60, and now Savoy's overtaken Podkolzin's total from last season. But I'm looking at what Podkolzin's done this year, and he's near the top of the team in terms of points per 60. Like he's only behind Connor Leon and Zach Hyman among all Oilers forwards. I could see a similar outcome for Savoy next year. Like we're just starting to see the tip of the iceberg of what this kid can do. And it always takes them a little while to figure it out. Like you go back to U15s, even it took them a couple seasons to really figure it out at that level. And it took them a couple extra years at the Dub to figure it out there. It took him a couple years in the AHL before he broke out last year. And it's been a slow start for him this year, but boy, is he looking real good now. And I'm just salivating at what he could do next year. So yeah, we got a really good thing going with Savoy.
Well, since the Olympic break, it's been 14 games, and he is scoring at a 66-point pace.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Is that good?
That's a legit top six winger there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and Michael made the comparison to Yamo earlier. That's what we were hoping Yamo might be, but that was a bit of a pipe dream. But yeah, that's a legitimate possibility with Savoy next year.
Well, it just makes that trade look even better, right? I mean, Ryan McLeod's turned into a decent player for sure for Buffalo, and I think they'll get a good investment out of him. But we've got a guy that can be our top six forward and a young guy. We needed youth on this team. So I think that trade just looks even better now with the emergence of him, because obviously there's no guarantee, right? You are trading for a young guy, and there was every chance that maybe Matt Savoy did flame out, like Buffalo gave up on him. But he's worked out really well so far for the Edmonton Oilers here, so hopefully that can continue. While we're speaking about the top six, and you did bring it up, Lotzie, Roslovic, Nuge, and Hyman as a new trio there on the second line. We should definitely be safe, I think, having those guys together here until Draisaitl can come back. What do you guys think about keeping that line together here longer term? We know Noah Block likes to shake things up, but I think those three definitely have some chemistry. Roslovic picking up a couple goals last night. Start with you, Bob.
Well, actually, it's funny when I saw the lineup. I'm always a little bit disappointed when Hyman's not with McDavid. Those two have just natural chemistry, and they have a great track record together. I don't mind the odd mix and match kind of thing, but it's always something that's a good thing to go back to because it's proven results and they're effective almost every time they're together. And so I was a little cautious about that, but yeah, like Hyman. That second line was a treat to watch. I was pleasantly surprised. I did not have those expectations from that line. They're all decent players, and they make a decent line, but they played better than my expectations, and it's definitely worth keeping them together for a couple more here to see what they can develop.
Yeah, what do you think, Lotzie? You think that's a long-term problem fix for the Oilers here?
Yeah, I think there's a legitimate chance it could be. I don't think it will be. I think we'll probably go back away from that configuration later on. But I think Nuge, McDavid, Hyman, that's been such a great long line for so long. But I kind of think they've kind of run out of the magic a little bit. Like they're not performing at the same level they have in the past couple of years. And it's just kind of we got an awkward situation in the winger spot right now, right? Like Roslovic's bouncing up there back and forth between line 2 and line 3. Dude's not a line 3 player. I'm sorry, he's just not. I think his best fit is a complementary top 6 winger, and he's got some chemistry with Nuge and Hyman, and like if he's expected to be the best player on the line, I don't think it's a good line. Here, he's the third best player on this line. Complimentary role. Dude can put the puck in the net, right? Nugent Hopkins can make plays, be the defensive conscience. Hyman can go to work on the forecheck, and Roslow can finish plays off. I think it's just a great mix. It opens some other things up. Like you can put Savoy on the top line with McDavid, and you can load up McDavid and Draisaitl there. No problem. No problem. And you have a legit second line, and that opens things up for a third line where it seems like the strategy is to build a defensive shutdown line on line 3. Okay, so you go Dickinson, you put Kapanen with them. That's a good middle 6 winger. He's fast, physical. I like that. And put who you want on third line left wing, whether it's Frederick when he gets back. You want to keep Szymanski there? Fine. All good. You want to put Rico up there? Fine. Right, like Max Jones even, I don't care. It's a defensive shutdown line. You got 2/3 of it that I think should be locked in stone there, written in pen. So yeah, I like that second line with Nuge, Roslow, and Hyman. I think that it's a good line, and it could offer us a little bit more depth, and it could allow us to do a couple more things all over the lineup. But I think just make the puzzle pieces fit a little better.
What are your thoughts there, Michael?
Well, I dropped off for a bit, so I'm assuming we're talking about the lines, specifically the second line.
The second line, yes, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I wasn't loving what Lotzi was saying before, so I just thought I'd hang up out of the blue. I got the blue screen of death, and yeah, I mean that's when you're podcasting or streaming, that's just not what you want to see. Yeah, that second line. Look, it's funny. I was listening to Struds today, and he hated the lines. He just thought they were brutal. I think.
Following a 5-2 win, you hate the lines.
Yeah, he didn't like them, but I don't love that. I think what Struds was getting at was not so much that he hated the lines, but that he hated that they're in a blender. Like guys aren't getting a chance to get some chemistry. Yeah. I don't mind this particular sort of setup, like trying to find something that works, to give you more than one line. Hyman's a good player with or without McDavid. So, he doesn't need to sit on McDavid's wing, as we saw. And Savoy, as we were talking about earlier, like he's great. In fact, I was more pissed off when Knobloch took him off McDavid's line. So to see him back there, however you do it, like I'd rather see him with McDavid than Hyman, if I'm being open about it. They both offer something completely different. And Roscoe, like, love the guy. Like that's awesome, except for not getting that puck in the net when he had a chance for the Hattie last night. I was already cheering. I was throwing my hat at the TV, but it didn't.
Threw it a little harder than you otherwise may have.
I should have. Yeah, look, it was good. I'm happy with the lines. Yeah, I don't know what Struddy knows nothing about hockey. Hopefully he's not listening. No. I think you know lots, man. I think you know lots about hockey. Take that back. No, I like the lines last night. I missed Draisaitl.
For sure. Well, like Lotzi was alluding to, once you get Draisaitl back, and he's probably going to need some time to get going here, so you throw him on the wing there with McDavid and Savoy. You've got, hopefully, by that point, the second line is still rolling here. I mean, that's what the Oilers have always been missing, right? Is that secondary threat, because especially when you put McDavid and Draisaitl together, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and this is just based off a couple games here, right? So we can't get too far ahead of ourselves, but I think it would be nice. A few people have mentioned in the chat there, like, not killing the chemistry, let these lines stay together, but we know Chris Knobloch and the coaches before him love to shake things up, and that's why it would be great if we could get a string of wins together here, because that would give them the reason they need to not blend the lines, because we always have that inconsistency. You win 2 games, you lose 1, you win 1, and then he wants to change things up. And I think they've got a winning formula here with the 5-2 win, one of their best defensive games that we've seen. Even in the defensive pairings, we were talking about Bouchard earlier with Ekholm. Nurse and Murphy had a fantastic game last night, aside from getting 2 assists on the opening goal. But but other than that, it was a great game for them. And Wallman and Emberson, I think, are starting to find something there too. So we're seeing chemistry throughout the lineup here, slowly starting to go. If they can get that consistency going, I think we can see things stay together, hopefully more longer term here. And we're obviously getting down into the last little bit of the season here. So if they can find some things that work going into the Stanley Cup playoffs, definitely gives them the chance, as we've been talking about, for having a longer run here once again. So we'll see how it goes here. But obviously, that was going back to Tristan Jarry. It was great to see him have that win last night. Wasn't perfect, like you noted, Michael, but with how Jarry's been struggling, we got to start with baby steps here to get him going. And that was a good, strong first step, I think, towards getting him going.
Quickly, what'd you guys think about when Ekholm and Bouchard switched sides there for a whole shift? Did you guys catch that? Like there
I
was
do
a
not.
whole shift where Ekholm was playing on the right side, and it took me like I couldn't get my head wrapped around it. It just felt weird, but I thought it was kind of cool. Like I'd love to see them do that a little bit more.
Was that in the second period?
Yeah, it was in
long
the
change?
second. Yeah,
Yeah, I think Ekholm jumped on first, so he automatically went to the far side, and when Bouchard jumped on the short side, I don't think they stayed that way the whole shift, but they stayed up there for a good
it was quite a while. Yeah,
for
like they
about 3/4 of that shift before they switched sides. I think. Yeah.
yeah, and they had good zone time.
Mhm.
I didn't mind it. Like it was it was purely by accident, but
I don't think it was intentional, but they're both very skilled, so they can make either side work. I think in that.
yeah.
Okay. Now, was this in the offensive zone? Like I totally
Yeah, it was
missed
in the
this.
offensive zone.
Yeah.
No,
you guys don't watch
Bouchard
watch the game at my level, so you might miss that.
Yeah, we're not all the Godfather here. I mean, you put them on their offsides in the offensive zone. They got one-timers option available to them, right? So it makes some sense. I feel like it probably happens more often than we think. Just they end up in opposite sides. Like you get caught in a read, someone's got to cover for someone else. One guy's pinched up, the other guy's got to cover for him. Right? Like, it happens all the time, but you're saying that kind of makes me want to see Ekholm on the right side with somebody like maybe Nurse, maybe Wallman. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something I've kind of talked about a few times, and I feel like I've written about once or twice. But like you've got this incredible pairing with Ekholm Bouchard. We know it works. And it's kind of the bizarro problem with what you got up front with McDavid Draisaitl, right? Everyone's so adamant that McDavid and Draisaitl need to be apart for the team to have the most success. Why are we so adamant that Ekholm and Bouchard have to be together? Right? Yeah, they're a fantastic pairing, and they're both probably tops of the depth chart on their respective sides. But if we think Ekholm has done so much for Bouchard's game, why don't we try it out and put him with someone else like Nurse? Right? See how that goes. Put Nurse with or put Wallman and Bouchard together, and then go whatever you got, Murphy and Emberson or Stastny on the bottom pairing, right? Like there's options. I just don't think we need to live with the idea that or be so stuck on the idea it's Bouchard Ekholm all the time.
Well, I think
we
one of the
know
reasons
it's never going to change, but
I think one of the reasons why might be the fact that we're already struggling as a team defensively. So I think there's less willingness to, experiment with certain pairings that are working, like Ekholm and Bouchard. They are giving us that one stable, more consistent defensive pairing. And like on the front end, like we're always going to have great offense. So it doesn't matter. We could have Frederick and Jones play with McDavid. We'll still have one of the top three offenses in the NHL. But on the defensive end, I know I think we're a little less willing to experiment when we're trying to find that solution. There's too much focus on there already.
Yeah.
Well, basically all the pairings you listed there, Lotzi, they actually did try them in practice the other day. You probably saw them.
Yeah. And Knobloch has kind of done that a lot throughout his tenure.
Yeah.
Is he'll throw out some different pairings for practice because he thinks it's important for guys to get reps together with everybody.
Yeah.
But they never do it in the game.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because it was Wallman and Bouchard, Nurse and Ekholm, and Stastny and Murphy that were the pairings. And Emberson was skating as the seventh defenseman for whatever reason, or maybe him and Murphy were just trading in and out. But it was like those exact. I'm just like watching because I'm looking at the listing as you're going through. I'm like, yeah, that's the exact pairings that they did have.
It's been good to have Emberson back, though. I think.
Yeah.
I think he's an unsung hero back there.
Yeah, I think it was Blue Bullet Brad or Bruce Kurlock, one of the two today, that had the tweet about Emberson and how good his fancy stats are. Like he's statting out like a top pairing D-man in terms of like shots against. I don't have the exact number in front of me. I don't have the tweet in front of me, but the intonation was kid's on track to be a second pairing D next year. I thought that was getting a little ahead of ourselves, but we like that Emberson is improved this year and is excelling in a third pairing role. We like that for sure.
Absolutely. And we were talking about not changing the lineup too much, but I believe tomorrow's game against Vegas will be game number 10 for Curtis Lazar for being on LTIR. So he would be eligible to be activated this weekend. So we could see head coach Chris Knobloch mentioned he was coming back sometime in early April. So Curtis Lazar may be re-entering the picture here for the Oilers right away. I'm guessing that probably means someone like Max Jones is sent down, or maybe they'll carry 13 forwards. They have the cap space to do it, but or Yarventi.
I was gonna say goodbye, Yarventi. It's nice knowing you. For good, enjoyed a cup of coffee.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, they have the cap space, so they could keep all those guys up. Like, they don't have to send anybody down.
No, they don't have to.
Yeah. And they still haven't officially used a recall yet. So
yeah,
they've all been emergency recalls. So, yeah. I don't know how they got away with that, but
yeah, have we looked into that?
No, that would be a good question for Hart. Because I feel like to use an emergency recall, you got to play a game shorthanded, which the Oilers have not done anytime recently. Yet we've used like 5 emergency recalls since the Olympic break ended, or since the trade deadline. I just don't understand how that works.
Well, because
there might be another rule change next year.
because they sent Hamlin back down right away because he didn't play, but. Yeah, neither, like you said, neither did anybody else. So I don't get what the.
Well, and like Szymanski was an emergency recall, and that was more of a transaction.
Playing, right? So maybe well, I guess if Curtis Lazar does come back, I guess, and if one of those guys comes out, then they probably have to go down because they're not playing, or they'd have to come back on an official recall.
Oh, or they might have to switch it to a regular recall.
Yeah, regular recall
if they want to keep them up. But Baco probably needs some guys too. We've got a lot of their team up here right now, and I know Knobloch loves Max Jones. He feels he's a guy that can help. So I feel like Jones stays.
Probably Yarventi.
It's probably Yarventi that goes back down. Szymanski's playing well, and he's been given a role slightly higher up in the lineup, right? So Yarventi just makes the most sense to come out for Lazar.
Mm-hmm. So we got this question coming up in the chat here. Do you guys think Howard will be a full-time Oiler next year? I don't have any bias.
None at all.
But yes, I do think he will be a full-time Oiler.
He's made
at least he
better the back of the cell phone cover. He better be, otherwise that was a crappy investment.
No, and not well. I think he's done everything he can do in the American Hockey League. I think there's going to be changes this summer that opens up a spot to make him more than a fourth line addition for this team. He's got to be somewhere in the top 9 for sure. But I do think Ike Howard will be a full-time Oiler next year. What do you think, Michael?
He's next year's Matt Savoy. I mean, that's Savoy. He's got the skill. He's proven it at every level he's ever played, and I think he's done. And you're right, he's done everything he can do at the minor league level. Now it's up on the big club, but if he spends, Knobloch might be the end of him. If he might need a different coach. So we'll see. Sometimes, a guy like that doesn't get what he needs, right? If the coach doesn't see it. Knobloch's not been great with players like that.
What do you think there, Bob?
Yeah, I think if Howard gets the same opportunity for the same duration as Savoy did this year, he might be what we've gotten out of Savoy as well. In fact, in my preseason predictions, I had both of them getting kind of around the same amount of points, thinking they'd kind of be very similar that way. I feel like Savoy got a bit of a bigger break just maybe because he's one more year experienced, or was just maybe showing some signs there that Knobloch liked more than what Howard was at the time. Howard's doing a great job down in Bakersfield. He'll be one of the guys they call up for the Black Aces reserve squad here for the playoffs, most likely. Just to get in on that atmosphere and practice with the guys. But yeah, I think he could very well be our next year's Matty Savoy, as Michael was saying.
Lotzie, I'd love to hear your thoughts, but we're out of time for today. So
Yeah, look at that. That's 2 lies at the same time. He'd love to hear your thoughts, and we're done.
Yeah, because I know he's not going to love hearing my thoughts on this.
Two-way player.
Sorry, Lotsie.
No.
Let's hear what you have to say.
All right.
Yeah. Let me turn my speakers down here. Yeah, go.
Yeah, I'll give you a minute to get ready to prepare for this. And I'm not fully convinced, and there's a couple reasons for this. One is because we're going to need to make a spot for him on the left side somehow, and I don't know if there's a readiness or a willingness to move Nugent Hopkins to 3C to do that. I think you pretty much have to if you're going to do it. Like, you've already got Savoy playing on the left side. He's a righty. You got Podkolzin and, I mean, Nuge right now. And you can slide Hyman over if you really need to, right? It's like they got lots of options on the left. And if you want to improve the top 6, I don't know how sliding Howard in there does that for you. Like, I could potentially see him being involved in a trade as like the high-end prospect in a trade that helps us get a more immediate impact type player back this summer. So I could fully see that happening. And Ace has a comment in the chat. If Howard isn't far stronger on the puck, I see him being in and out of the lineup. I kind of agree with that. Like, Howard's got some skill. He's got a great shot, but I don't know that the details of his game are as polished as what Savoy's were last year and in the early part of this season in the NHL. If he's stuck on a third line, I don't know that he's going to succeed the same way as Savoy did. I don't know that he's going to be able to earn a coach's trust the same way that Savoy did this year. It's like, unless he's in the top 6, I don't see him sticking. And I don't know if there's room for him in the top 6, especially if he doesn't break down the doors and score 7 goals in the preseason.
Can you guys see why I didn't want to let him talk?
Yeah.
It's like we were having such a great time. Everybody was positive, and now he's getting traded.
I know.
Like, we need to get younger and faster. We need. You've heard me be very vocal about the idea. We need to get prospects churning through the system, right? You need younger guys that can be contributors on ELCs, and you need guys like that to be consistently competitive for any length of time. I just don't know about Howard in this particular summer. It's a big summer coming up. We got some cap space to play with, and we're going into the new McDavid contract where we got 2 years to make some things happen. It's like, I don't know if they're going to want to slow play along another kid right now.
What are Howard's numbers in Bakerfield right now?
Let's double check.
Firing on here.
He's got to connect the modem. Yeah. Yeah. Hear the handshake anytime soon.
Tune in next week to find out the answer.
So, 38 points in 37 games. So he's scoring at 1.03 points per game. Savoy last year in the minors at Howard's age was averaging 0.82 points per game. So right. Howard's actually overperforming points-wise in his this year than what Savoy was doing last year in the minors. I'm not saying it makes anybody right or wrong. I'm just stating a fact. That's all.
That's true. I mean, those numbers don't always translate. Right, guys that are point per game in the AA, they don't always end up being
numbers
strong.
Don't mean anything, Bob. You know that if they don't back up what Ryan's saying.
They only mean something if they fit my narrative.
That's right.
And he's our numbers guy.
I know. That's why.
I'm our words guy. I ain't no numbers guy. I think Kevin's more of our numbers guy.
Yeah, probably. Guys, I'm going to take this opportunity to say goodnight. It's it's already next Tuesday here in Halifax. So it's good time for me where I'm in the future. I am in another day right now. It's the 26th and it's glorious.
If you're in the future, the future looks bleak indeed.
That's right. It's Oilers game day where I am. right now. Yeah. No, you know what? Thanks guys for having me on as a guest tonight. It was always been great to be around. Stay on. Feel free to roast Lotzi as much as you want. And Lotzi will make sure we double or triple your salary.
Yeah, appreciate it, boss.
No problem. Yeah, thanks again, guys. For those of you that are listening, don't forget to donate to SACE. Patrick, put that QR code up one more time. And then you guys stay on, have some fun, and whoever joins you, that's great. If I know Dash was talking about possibly getting back on, but we all know he's sleeping. So Kevin might be there. Great. I love the some stranger says, damn, I missed out. Look at, he came at the wrong time. All right. Look at,
Actually, he came at the perfect
the
time.
numbers drop. I'm saying I'm leaving and the numbers are going wild. That's awful. Sorry, guys. No, you guys have fun. Go Oilers. I will tune in and watch you guys while I fall asleep. Have a good one.
Probably won't take you long.
Yeah, no, probably won't. What do I hit here? End stream? No. All right. Good night, guys.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Oh, finally. Finally, we got.
Well, this is the start of the heavy hockey pack.
Yeah, now we can go on, right?
You can start the stream now.
Well, we are about to hit the 90-minute mark anyway, so we might as well wind her down for the evening. Is there any other final thoughts you guys wanted to share before we do our goodbyes here?
I think it's just interesting how it's been 5 games since the Heavy Hockey Showdown. So the Oilers have played 5 games in that time. And first off, I also want to man up here and say the reason why we had audio issues last week was my fault. Because
okay.
Yeah, I don't know why you have a 50-year-old dicking around with the audio and messing it up for everybody else who grew up on rotary phones. So that's on me. We just couldn't get it back on track. So it's been 5 games since the last Heavy Hockey Showdown. The Oilers played 5 games. There were 3 wins, 2 losses. But the interesting point here is it's 15 goals for and 15 goals against. So the kind of across the board there. But we're still, having said that, we're still winning 3 games to 2 in those 5 games. So that's the most important stat of all.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we're just finally seeing some positive steps with the team, and it's like we've been saying, consistency, finding a way to do it game in and game out. Hey, they haven't been able to win more than 3 all year. No time like the present to get it done when we're trying to secure a spot somewhere near the top in the Pacific, right? We don't want to be getting any crossover games with a central team. So get it done here and finish as high as we possibly can. Any other final thoughts there, Lotzi?
Just one thing we didn't really talk about in this show, which is kind of how we feel some of the new guys are doing, namely Dickinson and Murphy. But I had concerns about Dickinson specifically, and through 10 games, let's see, Corsi 4, 5-on-5, 41.21%, Fenwick 4, 45%, shots for 44.19%, goals for and against 3-6, 33.33% goals for percentage, expected goals for percentage 47.54%. Scoring chances 42.72%, high dangers 50%, high danger goals 20%. Not painting a pretty picture of Dickinson's performance as an Oiler so far. We were wanting him to be a shutdown defensive presence, and so far he's losing the goal scoring battle 5-on-5 and getting outshot all over the place. Like some of these metrics didn't look good on him in Chicago either. He was being utilized as a second line center, getting all the tough matchups. and he was getting caved in. Like, there are some defensive metrics out there that make him look really good, and he might be a very skilled defensive player, but he doesn't have any sort of offensive pop to go with it, and it's just a recipe for a player getting outscored, playing defense the whole time and not being able to generate any offense. So I think the experiment with him at second line center when Leon was out, what should never have happened, and I'm glad it seems to be over. We got some common sense and got Nuge into that 2C spot and put Dickinson in the 3C spot. I think Dickinson's a 4C on a good team. He's a 4C. Right now he's a 3C because Leon's out. That is what it is. But yeah, it's still I didn't love that trade, and I'm still not loving that trade. And the numbers don't look so great for Murphy either. I mean, same goals for percentage at 33.33. It's 4-8 as getting outshot. Not quite as bad as Dickinson, but pretty close. It seems like there's some encouraging signs just watching him play with Nurse, but the numbers aren't there to support it. So these defense first acquisitions aren't exactly proving to be shutdown forces like we hoped they might be. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts there.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe it's nice that they don't either play or have any term left on their deal. So if they don't work out, it's not like we're stuck with them going forward. Can let them go as free agents. Yeah.
It's true. Then you're either in the free agency market trying to replace those guys, or you're spending more assets to fix a problem that they couldn't fix while spending a first and a second at this deadline, right? So,
but
I'm
it also has
that.
It has been a short experiment so far, though. Like, we could see over a long
10 games.
Yeah, like if
small
the playoff
sample
run could change our opinion on both those players very quickly.
Absolutely, but so far I feel like I've been proven right.
Well, we can't have that. Those guys got to turn it around.
I didn't mind the intention behind the trade. I mean, that was to get Chicago had the best penalty killing in the NHL, and we took probably their two best penalty killers, the best penalty killing forward, best penalty killing defenseman. And so I didn't mind that intention. I think Dixon's play has been up and down, just going by the eye test and the confidence I feel when he's out there. I agree that he shouldn't be in the top six at all. He's not a top six player at all. Maybe if you take away that pressure of having to produce some secondary offense and just concentrate on defense, maybe his defensive game gets better. I'm not sure. We've seen signs out here and there on a shift or two, but I agree, Lottie, it hasn't been as consistent as we were hoping it had been. I thought he started decently strong, but then he like his middle 4 games there were fairly atrocious. I didn't mind his last 2 games at all, really, against Tampa and here against Utah. For Connor Murphy, I actually thought he started terrible. Like I was actually what Connor Murphy was supposed to be for us. I did not like what I was seeing. I thought night in, night out there for at least his first 3 games, I thought he was one of our worst defensemen. I didn't know if that was just the fact of him trying to get used to our so-called system, whatever system we do have, or his defensive pairing, whatever it may be.
He was just trying to fit in.
Yeah, we're trying to fit in. I think he's gotten his last 5 games. I think he's greatly improved. I thought actually in the Tampa game, I thought maybe he was our best Oiler in the Tampa game. Like he was in position all the time, key shot blocks, great zone clears. He was the Connor Murphy that I was hoping we were going to get, and he showed it for that one elite game. I thought he was really good against Utah as well, but I think his game is coming along better than Dickinson's. I don't know if it's just because he's getting more stable minutes or what have you. I'm not sure. Just adjusting quicker. I'm not sure what the problem is or what the solution is there, but I like where his game is trending a lot more than where Dickinson's game is trending.
I like that you took that fight on Saturday too. That was good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that'll go a long way.
We definitely have enough guys to do that. Well, guys, should we call it there for tonight? Bob,
I'm pretty much done with you guys.
Okay, well, I'll say my good nights. Thank you to everyone for joining us here in the chat tonight, adding to the show here. Thank you to my guests No, my fellow hosts here,
Yes.
Lotzie, Michael, and Bob. Great chatting with you guys as always. Thank you everyone for joining us, and have a great night. I'll pass it over to you, Lotzie.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And yeah, once again, thanks for all of you guys' support for the Heavy Hockey Showdown. It meant a lot to all of us and to Stace. So it's just awesome event to be a part of. And seeing some questions in the chat about should I get my hopes up? Do we got a chance to win it all this year? I've been pretty vocal in saying this team isn't as good as it's been the last couple of years, and my expectations are low. But I also said it early in the show. There's a pathway if they can take it. It's there. They're gonna have to take down a Goliath from the Central Division along the way somewhere. But there's a path for them to get to at least the conference finals, and from there, that's another month and a half, 2 months down the road from now. You never know what happens. So don't lose hope, but yeah, I wouldn't be betting my house on it, but I'm not also going to rule it out. So anyway, let's enjoy the stretch run here. Let's see what the boys got. Regardless of what happens, we're going to be cheering them on. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, you can always look out for written content from me at Lots Ryan on Twitter and heavyhockey.com. And with that, I'll pass it over to Bob.
I always enjoy Wednesdays for Heavy Hockey podcast. Regretted that we kind of shit the bed last week. I'm trying to get a podcast going. That one's on me though. So I appreciate everybody who jumped in tonight, and some good comments and some good interaction on the chat. As always, we definitely have a great group of listeners. I'm also on board Lotzie there. My expectations were a little bit lower this year with the Oilers, and I was not against them. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if we get more time off during summer, having like a one step back to take that giant leap forward next year. Having said that, you make the playoffs, anything is possible. I mean, especially with a team like with McDavid, like how much better really was the team in 2006 that made it to the final as opposed to the team we have today, right? So very, very comparable. So anything can happen. You see it all the time. And again, I'll be rooting hard for these boys as always. I know all three of us will. I know Oiler Nation will. It's always a good atmosphere when Edmonton's in the playoffs. The playoffs are better when the Oilers are in the playoffs. And yes, enjoy the stretch ride. Enjoy the playoffs. We are going to make it. How far we go, well, I guess we'll wait and see. Patrick, great job producing and hosting. Lotzie, always a pleasure to listen to you chat and your input. And hell of a job with the Heavy Hockey Showdown. I echo your thanking everybody in that one. Thank you, Heavy Hockey community. And thank you for tuning in. And everybody, have a great and safe night.